Hi, welcome to Bright Road to Success. Today we are going to find the midpoint. Now, you may need to find the midpoint if you are estimating or rounding. So, the first thing that we're going to do, and we want to find the number that is the closest 10 to 37. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to break up the number 37 by using expanded form. Now, if you don't know how to do that, there's another video that I will connect below in the comment section, and it'll help you to understand how to write a number in expanded form. So we're going to go ahead and do that for the number 37. It would be 30 plus 7. Now, the reason you need to find the midpoint is because once you find what we call our friendly numbers, that would be here on this end and here on this end, we would need to find what is the middle of that so we can figure out whether or not we need to round up or down. So again, right here, we've written this number in expanded form. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the left and we're going to start with this number 30 right here. So we're simply going to put 30 right here. Try to make this a little bit smaller. And then we're going to come on this end and we're going to add 10 to that and make this a 40. Now these two numbers, again, we call these numbers friendly numbers. Okay, so whenever you are estimating or rounding, after you do expanded form, you would take the number that we have here that is in the tens, and we would put it on the left and then add 10 to it, and then the other friendly number would go here. So now we're just going to fill in the numbers here. So this would be 31, and I'm going to make it a little smaller. Then we got 32. And again, this is just a number line and we're just filling them in, and you'll see in a moment how we can figure out what our midpoint is. Of course, that's 33, and you're just counting, like you would normally count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so on and so forth. So this is the number 35. And again, when we talk about finding the midpoint, we want to find what number is the middle of the two numbers that we have found as our friendly numbers. Okay, we're almost done. 38 and 39. So I'm just going to sort of move this over just a little bit. Okay, so we know that a number line it goes this way to infinity and that way to infinity. That's why it has the arrows on the end. All right. So you can kind of visually see, once you do this number line, which number is in the middle. But we're not going to just rely on that. We are going to do something a little bit different so you can be sure that you have the correct number. So the first thing you want to do, and again, we're finding the midpoint. We're going to go ahead and we're going to X through the first number on the left. So this is our first number here. It's our friendly number. So we're going to X through that one. Then we're going to go over to the right to our other friendly number, and we're going to X through that one. And then we're simply going to alternate. We're going to come back here, line through this number, come through here, line out 39. And again, we're just alternating. Okay, makes it very simple. But of course, again, you must write the numbers on a number line after you find your friendly numbers. And ta-da, guess what your midpoint is? Your midpoint is 35. And now, of course, you could go ahead and do your estimating and your rounding. All right, let's suppose, though, that you have a number that is not a 2-digit, but a 3-digit number. So let's do number 200 and let's say 64. Okay, so again, if you want to find the midpoint for this number, 264, you want to first write this number in expanded form. And we're going to do that right here. So it would be 200 plus 60 plus 4. Then we are going to go ahead and put our friendly numbers on the number line, just like we did when we were finding the midpoint for this 2-digit number. However, right here it says 200, and so our first friendly number would be 200. We're going to put 200 here. So then instead of adding 10 to it like we did up here, remember we added 10 to the 30 and got 40? This time we're going to add 100 to the 200, and you guessed it, we're going to get 300. Now we can just go ahead and fill in the numbers on the number line, and then just do our Xing out by alternating, and we'll come up with our midpoint for the number 264. So right here, I'm going to say, if I can get it to go. All right, so it's going to be 210. And this time what we're going to do is we're actually going to go up still by tens. Okay, so that's 200 and that's 210. So this one would be 220. And what do you think the next one would be? Yep, you guessed it. The next one would be 230. And then the next one would be 240. You're doing great. And again, we're just going up by 10 each time. And the next one would be 250. Make this a little bit smaller. And then we'll kind of spread them out a little bit better after we finish. And then this next one would be 260. 270. And let's go ahead and we're going to just move this over just a little bit so we can fit our other ones in here. Okay, and the next one would be 280. Okay, and then we have 290. All right, let's see if we can grab this text box again. All righty, and 290. Make it a little smaller. And then just try to spread them out so they're kind of even. So again, when you look at this, you can kind of sort of, as they say, eyeball it to see where the middle number would be. But again, just like we did it when we were trying to figure out the midpoint for this 2-digit number. And I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit bigger. I'm sure you can see it, but just in case, at 264, can we make it a little bigger? Let's see. There we go. All right, so now we're just going to alternate. We're going to start here with our first friendly number, which is 200. So I'm going to mark through that. I'm going to go all the way to the right. This was our other friendly number. And so I'll mark through that. And then I'll just alternate. Mark through 210. Mark through 290. 220. 280. Again, we're trying to find the number that is in the middle of our two friendly numbers, 200 and 300. And the number that is remaining, ta-da, is 250. All right, so there you go. That is the midpoint for the number 264. So please